Hey, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kwakadash, Yahweh, who the world English calls God, Yahweh Shai, who the world English calls Jesus. I want to give it up honor to the apostles of the great millstone, hearts taught me this truth. I want to give it peace and blessings to the Akim across the four corners of the earth who teach this truth and race like to do. So it's going to be a quick video. Lord willing, the video is edifying. Lord willing, I can get something from this video. Quick video in transit, man. Just had camp today. Brothers were teaching, and I was just sitting back, reflecting and just, taking everything in. And there was a couple things we spoke about, but one of the things we, ended up speaking about today was basically, conquering yourself, you know what I'm saying, and not letting the old man rise back up, because he tend to do so every now and again, and ain't shit but Satan, you know what I mean? And we have to be mindful, and I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, but we have to be mindful of the things that we do and the things that we entertain, and we have to understand and know when you slipping, man. And that's just being honest with yourself. That's just being real and really just being humble. You know what I'm saying? An arrogant motherfucker won't be corrected. An arrogant motherfucker won't, don't think he or she is doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? And that's where a lot of problems stem from, because the motherfucker can't be corrected. You know what I mean? And you know how hard it is to deal with a person that won't take any correction, a stubborn person, and the correction is for the benefit of the person. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's coming into a time where it's like, we have to hone down, bunker down, you know what I'm saying, and double down on the things that we need to, purge out. And the brother had mentioned something today. He was like, as the Lord get closer, you know what I'm saying, that light get brighter, and it will reveal, and it's going to reveal whose is his and whose is not his, and Lord willing, I am his, and with that being said, what would, you got to take in a thought, like, what would a man of the Lord be doing in this time? Well, a man of the Lord will be trying to get himself right, man, and stay right, you know what I'm saying? I mentioned this years ago, you know what I'm saying, and it's true. You have streaks, man, you got, it's ups and downs, but you have streaks. You got seasons where it's like, you know what, you flying high in the spirit, man, you know what I'm saying, you video after video, precept after precept, you know what I'm saying, you make a video, it's coming off like natural. I'm talking about precepts coming to mind, like boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? You just in the spirit. You this. You want to. Goodness gracious. You want to. You studying. You this. It's just Sophia is just dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom is just supping. Just the Lord is just supping, right? And then you got times in this truth where it's a building process, because you done slipped and bust your ass. You can't get weary, man. No matter how, you can't get weary. Can't get weak and weary and, oh man, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, and that's one thing the brother mentioned today, man. Like, man, you gotta fight the good fight. You know what I'm saying? It's part of it, man. It's part of it. You gotta fight the good fight of faith, man. It's part of it. The Lord said what? Revelation 2 and 24 and 25, it says, hold what ye have until the Lord come. And that's what we have to do. Hold what we have. Cling on tight to what we have until the Lord come, bro. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to do. Because it's the only thing. It's the only thing we got. You don't got your family like you think you do. Your so-called friends. You got Akim, you know what I'm saying? So-called friends. Like, nobody's, if they're not in this truth, they don't, family or not, they're not in this truth. Don't depend on them and count on them. You know what I'm saying? Ever. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, they don't fear what you fear. They don't believe in what you believe in, so they don't have the same morals you have. They don't think the same that you think, right? You got to think, man, some of the worst people on the fucking earth is a Christian. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker that go do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that, you know, over and over and over again, and don't feel like they need to be right or corrected, and then say, you know what, Jesus is going to forgive everything. You know, Jesus is going to forgive it. Jesus, you know what I'm saying? But you over here willingly being a motherfucking malicious bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's the mindset that the people have. But in its truth, you can't do that. That don't fly. That don't fly, man. In this truth, that don't fly at all. You know what I mean? And even in your mind, when you really understand the truth and you understand what it's about, and you understand that the first thing is the fear of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? When you have that, then it forces you to be right. It forces you to look within. It forces you to call yourself out on bullshit. It forces you to be circumspect. It forces you to understand who you're around and what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord, you know, give you discernment on certain things. Like, you know, you can pick up on this. This motherfucker ain't no good. You know what? Let me be careful what I say to this guy. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, let me quab this situation so I don't end up in a situation. Like, you know, you got to have wisdom. And I said this in a couple videos ago, you know, and bro say all the time, like, you got to have enough wisdom to think for people, you know, now. Because it's like, motherfuckers is overly emotional. People don't, you know what I'm saying? People don't fear. Like, God is not in the mind of these people. And if it is, it ain't the God you think. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the God you think. It's a God that let them get away with whatever they want to get away with. So if it's betraying you, that's what it is. I know what it is, man. Because what? They got forgiveness. Oh, the Lord's going to forgive me. Jesus is going to forgive me. And they are, you know, they in for a rude awakening on how things actually work. Because they don't know the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the scriptures, man. They don't know the scriptures, man. And they don't fear the Lord, ultimately. You know what I mean? So when you're dealing with somebody like that, you got to be very careful on how you move. And what you say, what you do. You know what I mean? And that's just how it go, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it go. You know? That's just how it go. You know what I'm saying? You know, the majority of these people don't feel like anything's wrong with them. And they feel like they got an excuse to be off. They got an excuse to be wicked. They have an excuse to be on bullshit. And I'm here to tell you, man, you don't have an excuse to be on bullshit. You don't have an excuse not to seek righteousness. You know, you don't have the excuse, man. Because the message is out and the Lord speaks through his men. And bros make video. You think bros is on the highways and byways and making videos and all this for no reason? Like, it just, you know, it's a hobby. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, it's what it is. You know, we're going to meet up, put on garments, and we're going to teach, and we're going to preach. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's a hot... No, we do it. Come on, man. Bros is not playing, man. The elders ain't playing. You think men dedicated decades of their life to the truth for a game? And people will look at that and, like, just it'll go over their head. Like, oh, well, you know, I don't know what their problem is or what their deal is. Like, come on, bro. Like, but this is the world we live in. This is the people that we are around. This is the bullshit. You know, scripture say what? Gross darkness to people. The motherfuckers is dead in the head, man. You know what I'm saying? Dead in the head, man. They are. And that's just what it is. This is what it is, man. You know, so with that, be careful. And with that, be careful of them demons hopping on you to where you saying, oh, well, to where you don't feel like getting up after you done scraped your knees up and all that shit. You know what I mean? You done skinched, you done fail and all you fall. Because it's written, you gonna fall. You know what I'm saying? And then you always bounce back up. You got to. Like the brother said, you got to bounce back up because you got a debt to pay. Real spill, man. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay? That's what it is. So with that, man, Lord, the video is edifying. Lord, I can got something from this video. Again, it's just a quick video. You know, quick reminder to myself. You know, to you, Akim, you sincere Akim, you know what I mean, who teach and preach this truth and do it in truth and sincerity, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is, you know, don't fall into the, you know, to the bullshit, man. As the Lord get closer, like, you know, deliverance is, you know, don't let the old man bring you back into the perdition. Don't let these people it's a fight, but fight the fight, man. Okay, because it's worth it. Okay, and pray that the Lord keep you, man. I pray that the Lord keep me. Okay, so with that, man, Lord will leave us edifying. Only I can got something from this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakadash. Let's keep pushing on to the next. Shalom.